How you doing, folks? Well, we are back at the MX-5 and we are going to start reassembling the suspension today. So I did a few of the kind of sub-assemblies off camera, or I did separate videos on them. I'll just show you now just to get you up to speed. I bought new bump stops and cover boots for the shock absorbers, so I had to take each of the shock absorbers apart, which was alright because it meant I was able to properly kind of examine them, make sure that they're actually working correctly, and they all are. I got one new shock absorber, which, well, a serviceable second-hand one off Robert Maguire, so that's that one there, and I'm going to be fitting that. And again, I put the new boot on that one as well. And I got the rear hub assembly with the drive shaft included off him too. So we're going to be fitting that one. I would have liked to have actually fitted the hub off the car, but I cannot get the drive shaft nut off, the hub nut off that. I'll try to at a later stage when it's actually on the car. It might be a bit easier. But for the time being anyway, my impact gun is not doing the job. I also rebuilt the brake calipers, so there's those four there, all done and dusted. And you can see, obviously, everything else is painted. I painted the areas of concern up here as well. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the rest of the underside of the car at a later stage, but I want to do that with Lanoguard. So I just used the black paint and underseal on these areas. So yeah, that's pretty good now. I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, we're at a point now where we can actually start reassembling things. First thing I'm going to do is get the car down out of the clouds and start hanging the shock absorbers off it. Okay, starting with the rears, we are going to just basically offer them up into the car and get the nuts on, get them tightened down. You can see there's these kind of gaskets that come with them as well, and we're gonna be fitting them as well. Obviously, we're reusing the old ones, but look, I'm sure they're fine. I suppose it's just to stop fretting or something like that. I'm not really sure because it's not. They don't look like the type of thing that would prevent water ingress. All right, so I'll tighten them up. I'll do that another 3 times and I'll bring it back. Okay, so first thing we're going to do now is we're going to put the upper wishbones on, and the upper wishbones are held in place with just 2 bolts, which go from inside the wishbone to outside. So we're going to pop that in there and stick our bolt in. Now, I've cleaned and greased all the bolts, and I have cleaned out the inside of the bushes. Now, this is the thing, right? I could have replaced all the bushes with polyurethane bushes around the car for the cost of about €400, okay? And yeah, that would be great if you were going to be racing the car or something like that. But we're not going to be racing this car for a start. Secondly, €400 is money that could be better spent elsewhere when all the bushes on the car are actually fine. I did inspect them all. There's no sign of perishing or anything like that. And yeah, we're going to just go with it. And if they need to be replaced in the future, everything's going to be cleaned and greased and everything like that as well. So it'll come apart a lot easier. And you can just do it, say do the back axle and then do the front axle or something like that. It was different when I was doing it on the MGB because that car had been sitting up for a long time. But like, this is going to be absolutely fine. So take my word for it. You know, I was saying earlier on in the process, you don't need to necessarily load up the parts cannon. Just do what needs to be done. Now what I will be doing is I'll be torquing all these fasteners as I go around. Well, once I've got everything done, like once I've got this side done, I'll go around the whole set of fasteners with the torque wrench. So that's that in place. So that's our first piece, and we can get our lower wishbone on now. Okay, so here is where your marks would come in handy if you had bothered to keep them. In my instance, I didn't because of the fact that I didn't trust that the marks were actually in the correct position in the first place. So we're going to reset everything to 0, and I'm going to show you how to do that now in a second. So it seems to be the convention on this car that all the fasteners go from the inside to the outside of each wishbone. So before I go any further, or before I tighten anything, I'm actually going to get my shock absorber bolt in. And it's just ever so slightly twisted, so should be able to untwist it. Okay, just going to get that in loosely there now for the moment. So you will see that the hole that this inner bolt has gone through is slotted, and there's this kind of arch shape around it. Now at the very top of that arch is a little indentation, okay? And that indentation will line up with graduations on this washer, okay? Now the washer will only go on one way because of the fact that it goes in, the bolt is D-shaped. So that is going to sit like that for the moment, okay? And we're going to be able to slide that in so that the washer is sitting in the circle on both sides, both the inner and outer. And we're going to be able to turn that so that the center mark lines up with the indentation on that. And we're going to do that on the inner and outer. So that will get us to our 0 point. Obviously, you're going to want to get the wheel alignment done after this. So now, in order to get the offset washer into the hole, what we need to do is we need to rotate the washer. So we're going to use a 17mm spanner. Now, so that's in there now. We need to make sure it's in on both sides. There we go. All right, now we're going to put the nut on, but we're not going to tighten it fully. We're just going to tighten it enough to stop the washer from hopping back out of that slot. And when you're tightening, you just want to tighten and turn the nut, not the bolt. Now that's not fully tight yet. I'm just going to nip up both sides so that, as I said, the washer's not going to come loose or hop out of its slot. All right, now, so now what we can do is we can turn the bolt head so that the offset washer notch lines up with the notch in the surround. So I'm going to do that on both sides, the front and the rear. Now you'll see, as I'm rotating that is moving the wishbone in and out. Okay, so next is going to be the drive shaft. So I'm going to put a little bit of tread locker on the studs that hold that in place, because they have a tendency to work their way loose, and you do not want that happening. It's just nuts and spring washers. I know the spring washers are intended to stop them working their way loose, but it's kind of belt and braces really in this instance. Okay, so lastly, we are going to install the hub. We need to take the hub nut off first. Actually, I'll have to put some copper grease on those splines as well, because there is every possibility of them getting seized up if you don't. I'm just going to put the hub nut on loosely. By rights, you should really replace the hub nut, but I didn't change the wheel bearings in this, so I didn't get new hub nuts. So anyway, that's not going to go anywhere there now for the moment. We get our new bolt. That needs to pivot down. Right, let's get the bottom bolt in first. That'd make more sense. Okay, so we're going to get the lower bolt in first. This long lad that goes right through the two bushings under there. There's a school of thought that suggests that what you're supposed to do is when you're installing something like this, you need to lift the whole assembly up to the car's normal ride height before you torque down the bushings. And to be honest with you, I would imagine what I'll do when I get it down off the ramp is stick it on stick it up on a trolley jack, loosen everything off, and then retighten it, and then that'll allow things to find their natural position. It's about as much as I can do at this point in time. I don't have a gearbox jack or pole jack or anything like that I can lift this up with. That's the problem. Okay, so I was doing a bit more reading, and I definitely do need to loosen these off before I put the weight of the car on, and then tighten them when the weight of the car is on. So it's going to be a bit of a fiddle, but I'll do that. I'll do that at a later point anyway. I just want to get everything put back together first of all. Now you'll notice here I haven't actually done anything with the anti-roll bar, and that's because I didn't know whether the drop links had actually. I ordered new drop link bushes. I'm not sure if they came with the actual drop link itself or otherwise. But anyway, I'm going to get these off, and we can spruce this up as well. Now, next thing I want to do is actually want to torque up that hub nut. 200 Newton meters. Oh my God. It's tricky because of the fact that I have to hold the thing from turning at the same time. Otherwise I'd be able to kind of brace myself and put my back into it. There you get that into you, Cynthia. There we are. Jamie Mac. Right, okay, so that's that. I'm going to actually stake that now while I'm here. Okay, sketchy shit alert. Who needs a pole jack when you have a pole and a jack? Now, what we need to be careful of is that we don't lift the car off the bloody ramp. All right, so now I'm going to torque everything again, and then we know it's right. All right. That was some sketchy shit, but it's done now. Making sure just that I tightened everything, just going through my memory. Okay, yep, that's fine. Right, so now I'm going to sort out the anti-roll bar and then move on to the other side. Okay, so both sides of the suspension are sorted and finished, and everything's torqued up. So that's a win. Now, I would like to change that hub, but if I can get that nut off, I will, but it's proving to be a bit of a fighter. I'm hoping that when I have the car on its wheels, I'll be able to get a breaker bar onto it and undo it. And if I can, then I'll jack the car up and pull the hub off and swap it out for the other one, because in my efforts to try and get that off, I applied a serious amount of heat, and I'm afraid I will have cut the bearing inside there as well. So, yeah, it's probably worth getting it off. Anyway, right, so that's the back done. Now, onto the front. The front is much the same in an awful lot of ways. The only obvious difference is there is steering and there's ball joints instead of bushes in some places, and there's a steering rack there to connect as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's get stuck in. All right, so let's get the front wishbone put in first of all, or the top wishbone I mean. So you can see I have replaced the upper ball joint, but not the inner bushes because they don't need to be replaced, as I said. So yeah, let's open that up. I'll go in there and we will get our long bolt. It's a bit fiddly getting this in here, but just take your time. Now you'll notice I didn't actually paint the subframe on the front here because it's pretty good as it is. I just gave it a rub down with an oily rag, and that was more than enough. Oh, come on. Need to find a way of tapping that into place now. Let's see if we can just get it this way. Yeah, there we go. Job. Now, there we go. So that's the upper pivot rod in. So we will stick the big thick washer here and a nut. And again, we're not going to tighten it. Same crack as the front or the back, I mean. So let's just leave that like that. Get that out of the way. Track rod ends are fine as well, so they don't need replacing. And use the anti-roll bar there to hold that up, and we can get our lower wishbone into place now. Okay, so it's time to put the front lower wishbone on now, and again, new ball joint. So let's take the bolt out for the shock absorber there as well. Okay, so now we bolt in our shock absorber now as well. Okay. So now we can put our nuts on them and just tighten them up so that they're just nipped, but they're still free movement, so that we can actually get our adjustment correct for the camber angle. For any of my Irish viewers, if any of you know of a place where which you could recommend that would do the wheel alignment on this for me and do a good job, please comment below and let me know, because I'm looking for somewhere which I could actually trust. Okay, so now we can get the hub onto it. Okay, so upper and lower ball joints are now in and tightened up and torqued, as is the track rod end as well. Now, the strange thing is the nut here isn't a castle nut, but there is a hole in the bolt for a split pin, so I stuck a split pin in it. I'd say you're probably supposed to, but it's just a bit of a strange way of doing things in my mind. So anyway, next thing to do is to get the pole underneath it and lift up the suspension like we did in the back, and torque everything up, and then that's this side done, aside from the anti-roll bar as well. So let's get this all torqued up and get it back down out of the sky, because this makes me nervous as hell, to tell you the truth. All right, so now let's let this down. I just remembered I had to do the shock absorber bolt as well. Okay, so now let's let it down. I feel like I've accomplished quite a bit today with this car. So I've got back suspension completely finished, front suspension more or less done. I just have a couple of bits to wrap up on the far side, but I won't bore you with the detail on that. It's the same as this side. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, and in the next video what I'll be doing is attacking the brakes and getting them all squared away, and I need to get the front hubs replaced as well, because the wheel bearing on one side needs doing. So I actually bought the whole hub assembly with the wheel bearing inside for both sides, so I'm going to be popping them on as well. And we'll maybe even have a look and see if I can get the hub nut off the far side of the car too. So we'll bit to be done still, so I hope you'll join me along the way, and I'll keep you updated with my progress. And yeah, I'll see you in a future video. Please do hit the subscribe button before you go, and I will yeah, chat to you then. Thanks very much.